The subject of the talking points memo this evening is this ongoing government shutdown, which, is heavily misreported. This drives me nuts, but there's nothing I can do about it other than to tell you the truth, which is why you're here watching and listening to me. All right, so the shutdown's in day 6. And there are people getting hurt, people who work for the federal government, the tour in the parks, things like that. I suspect it's not going to last all that much longer, but I could be wrong on that. Now, it's all about the Democrats being very angry about the big, beautiful bill. Remember the big, beautiful bill signed into law on July 4th? Furious, because that bill mitigated government spending in a bunch of areas, but one in particular, health care. It said no Medicaid payments unless you're looking for a job. The progressive left Democratic Party went wild with that. They hate that. I don't know what the big deal is. I mean, that bill was laden with you can volunteer. If you can't look for a job physically, if you're infirmed, you can get a doctor's note. I mean, my God. But the progressive left doesn't want any restraints at all. So they're trying to, what they call, claw back some of the restrictions from the big, beautiful bill on health care spending. And the Democrats are saying, if you don't give us these give backs, we're going to keep the government shut down. That's what's going on. And there's an ancillary thing about illegal immigration also. Now, the press doesn't understand what this is all about, doesn't particularly care, just wants to blame Trump. We know the game. And so they're sympathetic to the Democratic Party, and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries roll a tape.
If Republicans continue to refuse to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, tens of millions of American taxpayers are going to experience dramatically increased premiums, copays, and deductibles. And that information from their insurance companies is going out right now. Now, federal law clearly prohibits the expenditure of taxpayer dollars to provide health care to undocumented immigrants, period, full stop. And no Democrat on Capitol Hill is trying to change that law.
All right, well, that's simply gibberish. Number one, the Republican Party has clearly stated we will negotiate an extension of the Affordable Care Act. But we're just not going to do a mandate for you to throw everything you want back in the hopper when we passed a tax and spend law on July 4th. That makes sense to me. The Republicans say we will negotiate a new, not a new law, but a new spending parameter, okay? Remember, we're $37 trillion in debt here. And by Jeffries saying that full stop, which is a terrible cliche, that's not true. So the following states do give taxpayer health care to migrants, to illegal aliens: Oregon, California, Minnesota, Washington, D.C., not a state. And then other states give subsidies: Washington, Colorado, New York, Illinois. This all comes from the National Immigration Law Center. Okay, so don't tell me that taxpayer money isn't going for the health care of illegal immigrants. It is. Not across the board, but in those big places. Now, those are big states. And California has the biggest nut. I mean, California, New York, Illinois, these are big states. This is trillions of dollars of health care going to undocumented people. Well, no, it's not. It's not. Yeah, it is. And it goes through the Medicaid process. It's not direct payments. It goes through it. So, but you would think that the woman interviewing Jeffries would say, well, wait, O'Reilly has this information. What about this? So Jeffries, what would he say? Would he deny it? Couldn't. Okay, so we are in a situation where what's likely to happen is there will be set negotiations on the affordable health care, which I support to some extent, not for undocumented migrants, of course. But if you are a destitute person in America, you need some kind of coverage. So if you're 85-year-old widow and you are under siege, you can't let these people die. You can't. Okay? If you hard right people who are, sorry. And there are millions of people in that circumstance. I know it's abused, but come on. So let's negotiate, all right, a fair system, but don't shut down the government.